Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Crucial Conversations podcast. My goal on this platform is to empower others towards self-fulfillment. These are the conversations that you need to have to unlock your maximum potential. Whether you are feeling confused about your path in life, falling in love, starting a business, healing your inner child, moving to a foreign country, embarking on your spiritual journey, or building generational wealth, let's talk. The range of emotions and experiences that allow us to fully live our lives on Earth are beautiful and yet can be difficult to navigate. My goal is to create a safe space to talk about life, the good and the bad, in an effort to share wisdom, advice, and insight. I want to connect with you. I want to encourage you and empower you to live the life of your dreams, while reminding you that that does not always mean that you need to change your circumstances. Together, we will help each other level up and have the crucial conversations necessary to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday. If you are listening to this on a day that is not Friday, happy day. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Crucial Conversations podcast. I planned this episode quite spontaneously this morning after I meditated on my realization that I came to on my drive home from a sailing race last evening that brought me to tears. And I am really excited to share some of the insights that I gathered from my drive home last night and what I feel was a divine realization of how important the present moment is. And I am just going to be super, super raw and transparent today and just speak as if I am speaking to one of my closest friends or family members. And I genuinely, I can't explain exactly how I felt on my way home and what brought me to tears. I don't know where it came from and why I started to think this way, but what I will say is that this is something that I need to be reminded of on a daily basis, and that I believe as a collective whole, our human race would benefit from the realization and implementation of this simple idea. So today we are going to be talking about the importance of embracing the present moment. What the present moment really means to me is right here, right now, completely separate from any thought about the future or the past. The present moment is true acceptance and embrace of exactly where you are in this exact moment. It is so common in Western culture specifically to project into the future and continue to achieve and strive for the next thing and the next relationship and possession and so on. But the true beauty of simply being and accepting the present moment is one that I am continuously learning how to radiate on a daily basis. And the premise of this episode is truly embracing and appreciating that present moment. But I'm going to break down in some terms that I feel like a lot more people are going to be able to relate to than maybe the sheer understanding of, okay, what is the present versus the past versus the future? Because that is a whole nother philosophical conversation for another day. So I'm going to bring it back to where I am at right now. I live in Michigan and it is mid-September. We are leaving summer behind for the year and we are entering into the fall season. So leaves are going to start changing here and falling, and weather is going to start to get a little bit cooler, and holidays are coming up, all of that fun stuff. But we are closing the chapter of an area of life, and that is summer. But the thing that I appreciate about Michigan so much is the way that the cyclical nature of the seasons resembles the cyclical nature of life. In life, we as human beings are constantly cycling through different emotions and experiences, highs and lows, all of that fun stuff. And change is inevitable in those types of scenarios, whether we're looking at the seasons because the leaves are changing, or we're looking at our emotions because we are transitioning into a new time or a new chapter of life. I love the embodiment of life in the seasons in Michigan. I think it's super cool. And so today I am going to be talking a little bit about my realization that I had last night and why I believe that transition is so beautiful, but that the present moment of where we may be transitioning out of is so important to appreciate. I keep referencing the present moment, so I'm going to give you all a little bit of context as to my present circumstances at the moment. I am coming to this awareness that I am entering a transitional phase in my life. I am going to be getting my own place pretty soon, and whether soon means in a month or in 6 months, I am not quite sure, but I know that I'm entering this new phase of my life that is going to constitute lots of changes. And it's very, very exciting. But knowing that I'm about to enter this transition has really prompted me to start thinking a little bit more about exactly where I'm at. Not to mention, I have a lot of friends that are going through the same thing as I am right now. It is a part of being in your young 20s, and there are a lot of changes and a lot of new experiences and adventures that all of us are embarking on very similar timelines right now, which is great and it's awesome. One of my closest friends, she is transitioning out of the city. She has lived there for a couple of years. She has known that it is not the place that she desires to settle down, so she is going to be looking for somewhere to relocate. And her and I have talked since we were young girls about living together out west. And it's been on my mind for a little while. And, this recently happened with her. So it's gotten my gears turning a little bit. And I am the biggest proponent of setting goals and having a vision and a direction. The reason that I have these dreams and the reason that I've been able to achieve so much in my life that has cultivated genuine fulfillment and a sense of accomplishment and everything like that is because I have known from a very young age the importance of setting an intention and implementing a plan to achieve your dreams. Why? Not only is it fun to create and allow your visualizations and your manifestations to become your reality and getting to see your dreams truly come to life, but as I've grown up, I've realized so heavily that goals and ideals are what help us to expand our souls and experience life to the fullest, whatever that might look like. My sense of living life to the fullest might be very, very different than yours, and that is okay. But setting that intention, setting those goals, and really choosing the direction through which we're taking our life is what allows us to cultivate that human experience that I believe we are here to completely embrace. With all of that being said, I want to emphasize that there is no beauty like that of the present moment. True peace and true joy is found in the complete embrace of this exact moment. It's when we completely eliminate all thoughts and projections and anxieties that might be related to the future and what's my next step? How am I going to make this happen? I need to control all of these things to get this done. Or the past. I feel like I screwed this, and this up, and how am I going to overcome this? And, this is my track record, so I'm never going to be able to make it out of the trenches, whatever. Understanding that the past and the future are really just thoughts is the only thing that's going to be able to free you from any of those insecurities or anxieties. So last night I was driving home from my sailing race yesterday, and it was a beautiful night on the water, and I just felt so full. My heart was swelling with love and gratitude, and I really do feel so blessed to be able to do the things that I get to do with the people that I get to do them with. And I was driving home last night, and like I said, I've been coming to this awareness that I'm coming into a transitional phase in my life. And I was thinking about moving out as I was driving home last night and leaving my parents and my dogs, my friends, and potentially my hometown and some of my favorite places and all of the memories that I've created here. And of course, it's all to form new relationships and new experiences, etc. But thinking about closing this chapter of my life and knowing that eventually, it's inevitable and that's okay. But this overwhelming realization that I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to walk into my house on a Wednesday at 9 p.m. after I get home from a long day at work and be greeted with pure joy by my parents who love me so much and my dogs that are barking and they can't get enough of me, and maybe come together and watch an episode of Jeopardy while we eat ice cream out of the tub. I don't know. But I was thinking about it and I got so emotional because part of me was thinking, this is coming to an end, and I'm not going to have an opportunity to just sit down and talk with my mom or my dad about how their day was and do that so easily and in person and so frequently. And I just got to thinking about how often I can get caught up in thinking about my next step and being overwhelmed with the fact that I'm not as successful as I want to be right now, or maybe I'm not, traveling the world as much as I wish that I was, even though I am so much and I'm so blessed. But I get so caught up in that mentality because I am an achiever at my core, and I know this, and it's one of my strengths. And I feel like the reason that I have been able to cultivate so many beautiful experiences and relationships in my life is because I have that deep-seated desire to experience life. And it's awesome, and it makes me who I am. Sometimes, though, it removes me from the present moment and allowing me to revel in the things that I have accomplished and appreciate them as exactly as they are. And when I was driving home and I was thinking about my family and my current circumstances and all of the things that I am so thankful to have in my life, it's not forever. And that is okay, but my God, do I appreciate it. And it just got me thinking about how this moment in my life, this phase in my life is so important to cherish and appreciate and just be, because I know that it is coming to an end. And as much as I know that that is okay, I also know that there is going to be a time when I look back and I wish that I could come back to exactly where I am right now. In 5, 10, 15, 25 years, I don't know if my parents are still going to be around. And God forbid the day that they are not with me on this earth anymore. They're not going to be here for forever because that's just not the nature of life. And I understand that. But I know that I'm going to look back and remember this exact moment in my life as a memory that I would give anything to revisit. And it came over me like a wave. And when I tell you I was bawling my eyes out on my way home because I was just thinking not of loss and, this feeling that time is fleeting, but rather that I felt so called to just appreciate and step into exactly where I'm at because of how beautiful my circumstances are right now. And the fact that they are not always going to be this way. And my circumstances in 5, 10, 15, 25 years might be even more beautiful. But that it's so important to slow down and remember that not only did we once dream of being exactly where we are right now, but that this exact moment is going to be a memory that we look back on and wish we could revisit. And I know some of you might not be in a phase of life right now where you are seeing rainbows and unicorns because it might be a very low phase in your life. Look for the little things to be grateful for in those moments, because we all know that we have to dip low in order to climb high. And I'm thankful to feel like I am climbing high right now. I am not always climbing high, and there have been moments in my life that have been very low and, even more difficult to be grateful for because they've been hard. And I know that a lot of other people may not have the privileges that I have had in my life thus far. I get it. I've been through my own things, and so I know that all of the experiences that we have as humans are not going to be great. And I think that there is beauty in being able to unveil the little things that we can be grateful for, even when we are in those lowest of lows. We have a once in a lifetime opportunity to cherish things exactly as they are right now, because they will not be this way forever, even if they're bad. Knowing that you are building your character and building your track record to potentially get out of this trench, or maybe you are creating a memory of love and something that you're going to be able to look back on for the rest of your life and remember how beautiful life can be. I'm not sure what it looks like exactly for you right now, but I know that right now I am so grateful for the opportunity to truly be present and to truly experience the full extent of what my current circumstances have to offer me. And I would hope the same for you, whether it's a bad or a good season. But the opportunity that you have right now to truly embrace and appreciate what you have, not what you don't have and what you need to achieve next or the last thing that you achieved in your past, but exactly where you are at right now. And I really, really want this to be stated that I don't want this to be confused with attachment or the idea of time is fleeting, but rather the sheer embrace and appreciation of where you're at and your current circumstances, because things are changing. We are entering new transition in life here in this new season in Michigan, me and my life and potentially my living circumstances. Life is constantly changing, and we are always going to be cycling through different transitions and emotions and relationships and experiences and everything of that sort. But taking the time to slow down and cherish these moments is what makes life full. This is a daily reminder. And remember that you can set goals and you can work toward your dreams while also realizing the value and the beauty of exactly where you are at. Cultivating awareness and slowing down and simply accepting is what allows you to embrace and appreciate. If we can stop the urge momentarily to constantly plan for the next thing, the next experience, the next possession, the next adventure, the next house, car, boat, I can't wait to be there, implying this need to escape your reality, to escape now, and remember that in this moment, in this phase, and this season, again, not only are you where you once dreamed of being, but you have such a unique opportunity to cherish what will eventually be a memory that you wish you could revisit. And maybe you won't wish to revisit this exact moment. But what you will experience if you are able to slow down and appreciate the little things and find something to be grateful for is that you are cultivating a space for yourself to be. You are no longer operating from this need to escape, but you are operating from a sense of appreciation and utter embrace, which is the most peaceful thing that we can do for ourselves as human beings, because in our souls, we are tied to the present moment, and being able to truly embody it is what allows us to experience our true nature of love and peace and joy. So whether or not you are in a season of your life that allows you to appreciate every little thing, I encourage you to take the time to slow down and embrace the present moment for exactly what it is. Because what you have at your fingertips in this exact moment will not always be there. And that's the beauty of life, because everything that grows must eventually return back to its roots. So in knowing that the cyclical nature of life and the embodiment of that nature in the seasons and the transitions that we experience, knowing that if we will eventually return to our roots, that this journey is our purpose. And so appreciating every step of the way is what allows us to cultivate that energy and that mentality and mindset of abundance and appreciation and gratitude that is going to propel us forward into experiences that are going to magnify that and the love and the joy and the peace that we can experience here right now for an eternity. So my parting words of encouragement as the conclusion to today's episode, covering my revelation of gratitude and appreciation, is that I encourage you to take inventory of your life and note the things or the people that bring you joy that maybe you've taken for granted recently and have maybe not been as present with or have not fully appreciated lately. I encourage you to step into that experience or that relationship wholeheartedly, knowing that it will not be at your fingertips forever, and that that's okay, but that you have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to cherish things exactly as they are right now. Thank you all so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Crucial Conversations. I hope that you were inspired by this talk and reminded that you are capable of anything you have the capacity to imagine. Share this episode with someone that you want to help unlock their maximum potential. Because sometimes in order to find the answers, you have to know how to ask the questions. And that is what we do on this podcast. I love you all, and I will see you next time on Crucial Conversations.